Anyone can sort all of this out. It's Maurice Obstfeld. He's the former chief economist at the International Monetary Fund, and he joins us now from Berkeley in California. I honestly didn't expect, if you had asked me this time last year, that we would be considering the sort of issues that you and I will be discussing today. First, let's start with action that is being taken. The ECB hiking interest rates for the first time in more than a decade. How significant is this, sir?
It's usually significant. The ECB has had negative interest rates for 8 years. The struggle for much of that time has been to get inflation to target and to support growth. And now they're facing a perfect storm kind of situation in which there are strong contractionary forces coming from higher energy prices, from the uncertainty surrounding the war, from food prices. Yet with inflation having risen even before this and now rising more sharply, the ECB is forced to worry about those inflationary expectations becoming entrenched and perhaps requiring a much bigger recession later on to tame them. So now they're raising interest rates in the face of contractionary forces, and there will be a slowdown, possibly a recession in the Eurozone as a result.
We have heard from the World Bank president. He has said we are facing the worst global slowdown possibly in 80 years. Do you agree with his assessment?
Well, I think that's a little hyperbolic. We've had some pretty massive global slowdowns in the past. For example, in the early 1980s, as the Fed stepped on the monetary brakes and created a situation of higher global interest rates that indeed helped cause the debt crisis, a lost decade of the 1980s in many developing countries. But the situation now is somewhat analogous to what we were facing then, especially because many countries in the developing world have higher debt levels than before COVID and are therefore more vulnerable.
We've talked about how the war in Ukraine is just exacerbating what was already a very difficult situation. And when I say a very difficult economy, to a certain extent, it was, there were differences between the global south and the global north. But this war in Ukraine, it feels like this is the most globally interconnected issue right now. Is it?
Well, indeed, it is worsening trends that were in place even before the war, namely higher energy prices, higher food prices, which were already threatening slowdowns and social instability in poorer countries, and it magnifies them. This is such a regressive shock in the sense that higher energy prices, higher food prices affect the poor most strongly, and that's what raises this risk of social instability in poorer countries.
Let's talk about what can be done. It does seem extraordinary that, time and again, I'm hearing from central bankers, people in charge of monetary policy who say they are helpless at this point. This is sort of them facing the unknown. They are employed to understand where the levers can be turned in order to ensure that the rest of us can cope, on our daily lives. Do you feel that those in charge of policy around the world, and I'm thinking about central bankers specifically here, are equipped to do their jobs at present? And I have to say, you worked at the IMF for 4 years. Does the IMF, the World Bank, the OECD, are these organizations fit for purpose at this point, given what we are facing?
Well, central bankers have tools which allow them to deal with financial crises, as we saw during COVID and in the great financial crisis at the end of the first decade of this millennium. They can support the economy, but their primary mandate in many cases is price stability. If that's consistent with supporting the economy, great. But right now, their problem is that there's actually a trade-off between getting inflation down and supporting economic activity. As the ECB raises rates, for example, that will have a contractionary effect in a situation where we already have uncertainty and high energy and food prices weighing on economic growth. But it's not that central banks are not fit for purpose. It's that you need a range of other policy tools to deal with this. For example, fiscal policy. Governments need to step in to offset the effect of some of these shocks on the most vulnerable in the economy. Trade policy. Trade ministers will be meeting in Geneva next week. About 24 countries have imposed some form of export restriction on food products, which only serves to raise global prices further, India among them. So if countries could agree to forswear such measures, that would help a lot. So I wouldn't put it all on central banks. You really need a broad governmental response, which also requires cooperation by governments, importantly. And that's something that's been in short supply recently during the pandemic and after.
Listen, this isn't a story that is. This is a story that isn't going away. It's good to have you on. Your insight and analysis is very important, and we'll do this again. Sadly, I'm sure. Thank you. Just ahead.